Hi everyone, welcome to another session. So today we will do a little advanced painting because we will introduce shading in our fabric painting. All the paintings that we have shown like this one and the tote bag painting that we have done, all that did not introduce any shading. It was solid color. In fact, this is a different painting. Here we have used a 3D, it looks like katha stitch. So I have used 3D fabric liner. So this is a third kind of painting we will do when we are doing a Tanjore style, maybe on blouse or on any fabrics that you have. Okay, so let's begin on this work. This one we will do one advanced version of shading. And you can all join. I have disabled waiting room, so you can join when you want. In this painting also, the first step that we will do, and I'm going to keep the subject boho. Okay, so my painting will be same. The theme will be boho because let's not do too much Indian. We will do Indian later. Let's first keep these boho art because that is so trending and so colorful. So let's begin with the canvas bag. The first thing you have to do is again identify your painting area. Okay, in what area you want to paint. So this time, let's make it in a square of 25 centimeter by 25 centimeter. Last time, I think it was 20. Let's make it little bit bigger. Okay, so bigger painting means it will give you more scope for shading. So let's make a square of 25 centimeter by 25 centimeter. Use your pencil at this minute. It's taking me outside, so I will keep 25 by 20. Or let's take 22. So 22 by 25 centimeter, I have taken a rectangle shape. You must have got two jute bags in your kit, right? A canvas bags. So you can create this on the second canvas bag. 25 is to 20. That is the design, 22. That is the design area that I have taken. Okay. So it is a rectangle, 25 centimeter and 22 centimeter. And with this, we will begin our work. Now, right now, we have to start with the drawing part. So if you want, you can skip using any pen at the minute. And the drawing that I have seen, it's again a little boho drawing. I will share this in the group so you can follow from there. Yeah, I'm just sharing with you. In this version, we will do some amount of shading. If you have any idea that you want to share, you can share that as well. Let's see in the WhatsApp group. But I will share what I want to take in the class. It was a boho illustration. It's something like that is available. See, I was looking at something like this for the illustration, like a toucan or a macaw bird, so that we can have a tropical finish in our painting. And if you like anything in particular, as I'm scrolling, you can stop me and let me know. I'm looking for one particular painting I had shortlisted. I'm not able to get that now, but maybe something like this or this. I guess we should do this bird painting because it has shading. I'm going to send it in the screenshot in the group, and we can begin sketching first. This is fine, right? Let me send it in the group and you take a look at it and let me know. It has very nice subtle shades, so we can keep the same shade also. I've put in the group. Please take a look and let me know. Just give a thumbs up or in the chat reply so that we can begin. Yes. Okay, Maitri has said yes. Other participants, please update either on the group or Manjari. Okay, it's beautiful. Even I felt that we can do the shading here, and we have a lot of other projects where we can do Indian art, Indian folk art, but these are very cute illustrations. Okay, very good. So we have received the response from three of you, which is good enough to begin. Now, I told you that you have to take 22 by 25, right? So we will keep it in this rectangular form only. To divide your paper, the best thing is always, divide your entire workspace. So imagine that this is where the bird will come. Mark up to 15. This is 0. Mark up to 15 centimeters. So this is where you are going to place your bird. And this bottom area of 10 centimeter is where your flowers and other elements will come. So that thing you have marked. The other thing that you need to mark is the center for this drawing surface. So 11, because this is 22, 11 will become the center for your drawing area. Okay. And this kind of reference is very handy when you are doing a freehand composition. With the pencil, just make slight marks. Don't put too many pencil marks, but just for a rough idea, put a couple of lines or dots here so that you are able to see where you have put the guideline. Now we will start with the illustration. So the top portion is where we are going to put the illustration. Head will come here across the center, only doing some placements at the moment. Okay, beak should come here. It will stay inside the guide that we have created. And the bird has quite pretty big beak. A toucan is known specifically for its big size of the beak. The body, Make sure that the head and the body is almost aligned, okay? Then this section, we have the feather. Everything will be freehand. This should be almost in the straight line. Around the central line, take this side where you're going to put the next side of the body. Again, here you will have this second feather. Roughly just place it now. We will not complete it. Take the head down, the illustration here. And the beak is going to be placed something like this. If you work with me, we will be able to finish the illustration together. And keep everything freehand. Actually, if you don't want to sketch, you can always take a printout and trace it. But this is a simple drawing, simple illustration. Okay, around here where the beak is joining and this section, we will make the eye. Put a circle here. From this eye, so they have given an outline like this to the eye illustration, which comes under this area. And then you have to take the shape down, making sure that you have space for the wings, and just take it down like this. In this eye, we have two balls inside. So one is yellow in color, second one is orange red in color. And then the inside one is black with a spot of white, right? Like this. And this area, you can complete it here. We will do a little bit of shading to make this area gray. And within the beak also, this section is black, this section is black. There are some other minor details that I think we should touch, not now, we should touch that later. Now here we have to close it with the beak wing. So let's come and make the wing here, complete the wing. Some lines. These will be the typical illustration of feather. And then one more row of feather will come here. Okay, so this takes care of the wings. And as I said, this is where we had put the half mark. So start putting the round circles inside which we will place the flowers. Circle one flower seems to be sitting in this side and it is smaller. One more flower right under the orange one. And remember that we have centered our drawing, right? So this should be 11 centimeter, where the center of this flower will come. Okay, so this is the center. So the next flower will come here. And this is going to give you a very centered design. Then there are some small flowers in this side, and one flower is here, little bigger than the small orange flower. This has given you rough estimate of where the pet flowers are going to sit. But at this time, since we are completing the illustration, we have to add the shapes. Okay, so let us define the flowers further. First, we will start with this central flower in that orange color. Illustration is complete. Now at this area, we will have leaves coming out. Leaves and all we can do later with the brush. Let's just place the flowers at the moment. Then this is the second flower, the blue color flower. The petals will be behind the orange flower. Okay, some big petals are going to stay behind the orange flower. Right? This is behind. So I think this looks like a plumeria flower, but they have done in blue color. You know the tropical bird plumeria or juhi. That flower is often drawn with a toucan and a macaw. So I think this is that flower, but in different color. They have given pastel shade and they have changed the color scheme. So instead of white, this has become aqua blue. Okay, so the characteristic will be that it will have rounded leaves. The petal ends will be rounded. And then one more petal for us. For me, it's coming behind the orange one. So I will keep it like that. Then there is a small flower here. For this, first I will create a round, and it's an elliptical shape. And inside the elliptical shape, I will place my design. It's a lily that we are going to draw. Okay, so lily will have the leaves are like this for the lily. Then the front leaf. Then again we come to this side. Like a banana peel, the leaves will look like banana peel. And everything will originate from the center. And this petal, one more petal will go here. Okay, and it should all originate, so it will all be connected here in the center. And one leaf we can draw from this section. There is a leaf that we can take it out from here. Big leaves we can leave where there are only stripes. And here also we have one section for the leaf. Rounded leaves. These are not pointy. So I'm just putting plain regular leaves here. Right? This side will have a long leaf. I will put the stem at the moment and leave it. So I can add the other elements later for this leaf. So this was one solid leaf, and then there is one more leaf which is coming from here to here. This one will also be illustrated at this time. There is another leaf which is here. And I've just given an outline, but I will work with the brush in this area. Or if you want, I can show you how you can, work with a Posca marker. in this area. Right now, there are some little orange elements here that we will do later, but there is a different small flower here. Let's do it this side. The center is off center. It is not going to be in the center. Okay, the center of the flower is not in the center of this circle. And start placing the petals. This is how this flower is, this orange flower. And there is one blue flower which was behind the orange flower. Center of that is not visible, so we can just go ahead and add the petals here. This is also like a juhi flower, so the end should be blunt and round. In this side, we have one illustration of leaf that we can sketch this way, the big one. But you see, more or less, all the leaves and flowers, they have kind of blunt ends. So I will keep that same theme. And here we have another one. There is a orange petal which is peeping from behind the blue flower. And there is some blue petal here. I will just place the petal. All this area will be later detailed. And I will take out this one detail for the there's a term for this leaf. I don't remember now, but there's a particular term for this leaf. Maybe when I remember, I will let you know what is this leaf called. It's widely used. And behind this section also, there are some elements for leaves. So let's place it now. And a big leaf will come here. So this is where our illustration sits. If there are any correction that you have to do in the sketch, you can do it right now. Refer to the main image. And these are all freehand illustrations, so there are chances that it will not be as the reference image, but that's, of course, that's fine. Okay. So how is the illustration? You are able to complete with me? I will give a couple of minutes, and in that time, I will ready my paints. So couple of more minutes, and then we will start painting. Okay. I'm going to share the colors. Whenever you are painting, although the flowers seem very tempting, you want to start from here, but you have to start from top and then come down to the bottom, okay, so that you don't spoil this area. If it is already complete, then while you're working here, the color might drip. So always start painting on a fabric painting or any this kind of painting, always start from top. Now I will show you the color that I am taking. We will begin little bit of coloring today and then we will complete it in the next session. So next session I will take probably in a weekday because tomorrow and day after I have my classes. I am taking a training. So I will be occupied in the first half tomorrow and day after. So in any of the weekday, most likely a Wednesday or Tuesday, I will take the workshop. Right. So we will begin our painting now. I think, are you done with the sketch? Let me know on the chat box if the sketching is over. We will begin with the first element that we will do is this light shade. Or actually, let's create the color for this one because it has a mix of two, three colors. Okay. So I will take the flash shade card and we will start creating the colors. This color is a teal color which they have taken. So for teal color, you have to mix your green with blue. Okay, take a round brush and then you have to start the mixing. The green that they have is a green color like this, like a sap green color in flash paint. So in this, we will add blue because we need a teal color. So when you add green and mix it with blue, the color that you get is a teal color, teal blue, teal green. And a little bit of black is also needed in this. So the color has become teal. We will add some black. Normally also the Macau bird is black color. But the artistic variation has introduced so many different colors in the bird. In our illustration, it is slightly different. We will work. I will tell you how to create that color. Mix it. So here you can see the color change. Okay, take a round brush for mixing. It's always the best practice. You can also use a palette knife if you don't want to waste the paint. But in this case, we are making the new paint and we will apply it directly on the painting. So you can use brush. Okay, now this is the shade that we have created. It is steel blue with a little bit of black. And there are different shades. There are three different shades. So we need white color also. Some areas are very dark and then it goes and becomes lighter as we move forward in the pattern. So in one side, take some red, and in one side, take white and take black. I've taken black, white, and the blue, the color that we've just made. Sap green and the Prussian blue and slightly little tint of black. With this, we will start working. So I'm going to start. This section is, dark. So I have loaded my brush with paint, and on the tip, I took black color. So that will create a shaded effect. So take the color, and on the tip, take the black color. Start working on the paint. Moving forward. And I told you, whatever color you create, it will become more dark on your actual canvas. Okay, so I have added extra blue and white on this one. While the color is still wet, you have to start adding the next coat. So we will work around this section, highlight the shape further. And first just ready this surface. And I'm using a size 4 round brush from the set of my acrylic painting kit, fabric painting kit. Okay, let's just apply the color. The same mix of blue and green. And we will play with the shades in some time. I will begin that. As the color feels dry, I just load the brush, just dip it in water. Okay, and we have to work very fast because we will now start the shading on it. For the shading, take this white color. Yeah, I'm actually in a class. आप आ रहे हैं? Okay. Okay, so take this white. It has already become light in its own shade. And put it here on the top. Let it absorb, because I said that the important thing is that the color should be wet. Okay, so we have to work very fast. And then take again this darker shade, come back and complete this area and blend the two tones. Okay, you can see the effect here. Again, take your dark shade, put it here at the edge. If it is not dark enough, mix it with black. Put it here. The same brush, okay? I have not changed the brush. Let the colors play with itself and blend. For blending, remove all the dark color and just blend it on the surface. This will create a shading. हो सकता है कैमरे में उतना नहीं दिख रहा हो. I will take a photo and show. The blending has happened in this section. Okay, so for blending, I have removed all the excess paint from the brush and I'm just moving the brush here. Fine. अब नीचे चलेंगे. This section. This area is very dark, so I have to directly put black color here. Everything is in size 4 brush, but we have to blend it. So clean your brush and blend the color. Fine. Come down to this area. We need some more green here. I put the dark shade. So let me put the teal color that we created and just blend it over. For the smooth finish, smooth blending, just take the brush over again and work on it. Okay, and again, this area is dark, black. So now I have not taken any green. I'm working only with black color here. Take your black color and take it down till this section. In the actual painting, it is not blended, but we are going to blend it. So wipe the brush and create small strokes. So how we do it with the makeup, it's the same style. We are actually just blending the colors. Okay, so this part is done. We have to move down and we have to work on the wings. So we will complete this section and this section of the bird before the class closure. उसके बाद आप इसका खुद से चेस्ट कलर करेंगे एंड बीक भी अगर चाहिए तो बीक भी कलर कर सकते हैं. बीक व्हेन यू आर कलरिंग there are 2-3 colors that are there. Same colors are used in the eye also. Okay, and in eye there is no blending. So from our pack of flash color, you have to use this orange, the crimson. This is the crimson. No, not this. Sorry, vermilion. Where is the vermilion? This orange you have to use, and in that you have to add lemon yellow to create the color. We have worked with that color in the jute bag also. So these are the two colors. So first color you have to use this orange directly, and for the darker shades you can add crimson or brown into that. Okay, so take 3 colors, orange, yellow and brown, and make the beak. And on top of that you can just add black for the shape, and the orange and the yellow color will also go in the eye. If you are confused, then let it be. I will take a session on Tuesday. Then we will do the beak. Okay. But you have to complete the tummy. Let's continue. So we have to create this section. Now this section, mostly it's light in shade. So I will take this white area first and I will paint the overall wing. Remember that your work should have some visibility of your pencil work also, because once you start painting, the pencil doesn't show. So work on putting the colors here. This section is the body of the bird, so it can be dark again. Wings are, if you know the dimensions, wings are above the body. So that's why it will be lighter in shade. So here there is a mix of black and teal color. Okay, let's add further the light shades and dark shades, and then we can begin the shading. First, just place the colors. Okay, and if you can see, I am painting in such a way that I can still make out where the pattern has been drawn. I'm not filling everything. Otherwise, it will become very difficult for me to navigate through this colored area. The brush is very dry again. Dip it in water. Load the brush. Actually, if you press the brush, then all the excess paint will come on the palette. And then you can make the brush lighter again and load it with this fresh paint. Okay, so this is how I've done, but now I have to make sure that it is clearly defined. I'm still using the size 2 brush. So let me add more white and black on the palette. Okay, so this top section, it will be lighter in shade, right? The light is more on this section, so this is lighter in shade. I took white on the brush. Remove the color. Blend. And just as you are blending, you can take the size, other brush, size 1. Load it with that dark color, black and green. And create the line, create the pattern. because then that also can be blended. Now go back to your size 4 brush, load it with the teal green color that we had created, and we will again do some slight blending in this section. All this is very light. Wherever it's light, I have the color in my brush. So I directly pick up white color and it gives me the required shading. Okay, clean it, clean whatever color is there and just blend. So from darker shade, you are moving to the lighter shade. Again, clean if you have got extra, picked up extra color, and come back and do the blending in the second one, third one. In oil painting also we use this same technique for blending. Here the color is patchy, so I will take more teal color. Okay, so we have created a shaded effect for this upper portion. Let's move down to the second layer. In the second layer, we have an outline. So here is the outline for the second layer. There are two feathers which are lying like this. I'm just following what is given in the illustration. Put your black colors there, and also at this time you can create this long line which is here. Okay, go back to the size 4 round brush and start blending this area. Some basic color is already there. I've added white, but it has become light, so I will again take more color and blend. Okay, make sure that there is no empty space. The color of the canvas is not visible. I feel that the black line has smudged, so let me take the line black color and I will create one more line here like this. With the same brush right now, I'm blending it because I want the dark effect. Fine. So moving forward, the next layer is again light. So this time we will use light shade. Take white in the brush. First create a black outline so that you know where you have to end it. After this, we will end the session. Okay, this is the last thing. You can complete. I will finish the petal and then show you because the color is still wet. You also don't get up before you finished it. So put the dark black outline and then take the light shade and start. I continue using the size 4 brush. You can also follow the video recording once again if you are getting stuck at any place. Let's make it more light. This third line is lighter than the second one. Pick up white and put it here directly. Sometimes you have to do these touch-ups to enhance the color shades. But everything should be dry. Okay, when you are touching it up, make sure that the brush is dry. And for if you remember, if you know that in oil painting we create a very realistic effect, this is how it is done. Okay, you keep touching it up 2 3 times so that you get the required shade. Now this section is done. Let's do the last petal, this one, and then we will close the session. But I recommend that you finish the this side as well and then you start because the colors are just the right colors at the moment. Okay, so let me close the session now. Once I have done, I will share this thing on the WhatsApp group. Okay, once this is done, this is the exactly how you are what you're going to follow for the shading part. Okay, this side also I will touch up with white one more time so that it becomes highlighted exactly in this format. Okay, and this beak, if you don't want to do, then maybe we will do it on Monday. You can leave it right there. But I suggest that you try this base, because this is mostly the color of, you have to take white and you have to add little bit of brown and yellow. So that will give you beige color, and then you can work on three different shades for the same color. More brown here will make darker shade, then lesser brown here will make the next shade, and very little amount of brown here will make the third shade. Okay, so like that you can create three shade variation: yellow, brown, and a lot of white. That will give you the beige color that we want on the body. So any doubts, please ask on the WhatsApp group. And bye. See you with this done, complete.